Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Wednesday. It is Self-Care Wednesday. It's hump day. I'm just going to stick to the basics. Self-care ritual deck to start with, and the stress reduction essentials deck, which we haven't done in a while because we've had actual topics on Wednesday. So anyways, sorry, my hair is all crazy today. I'm also going to recap the first 2 days or the first two lessons of self-love that were covered on Monday and Tuesday. So let's get rolling. So you know what? I'm going to start with the recap of the self-love lessons for Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll jump right into the self-care, okay? So Monday was, what is your biggest struggle with loving yourself? As I mentioned with doing the self-love lessons, which are 30 lessons of self-love, and they will be done on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. But as I mentioned on Monday, I'm going to be completely transparent because I want people to be transparent when these questions are asked and you're answering them. I am using a notebook, which I'm pointing to, and I've showed you before when we first started this. But good morning, baby sibling. But I think it's a good idea to just recap on the Self-Care Wednesdays so that we know, we're kind of caught up before we get to Thursday, right? So lesson number 1 is, what is your biggest struggle with loving yourself? Mine was trusting myself. Terrible at trusting myself, doing better at it, and just trying to go with the flow. So that was one of the biggest struggles with loving myself, because I really believe that when you have self-love, you should be able to trust yourself 100%. Lesson number 2 was, get rid of a limiting belief that you have about yourself or your abilities. Good morning, Cousin Jeannie. Get rid of a limiting belief that you have about yourself or your abilities. That was yesterday's self-love. So my limiting belief about myself. I remember. Yesterday I said that I did not feel like I deserved to be happy. That has been a sticking point with me during this entire brain recalibration thing that I've been going through for the last week, and I'm still going through. And it's rough. I mean, I get headaches for no reason. It's almost like I'm going to step out of my lane for a second, okay, and I'm going to jump into my metaphysical lane. I'm having all the symptoms of ascension flu. And ascension flu does not mean I'm going to die and just poof up. What it means is that I'm leveling up spiritually. I'm breaking away from old beliefs, old thought patterns, old thought systems, things that were taught to me that were probably suitable for the time that it was learned, but not for my generation necessarily. And I'm breaking free from that. And it's been hard. It's been very hard. And believing that I deserve to be happy has been the hardest thing for me to embrace. It's been the hardest thing for me to really kind of wrap my head around. And so those were the 2 lessons we had. Tomorrow's going to be a good one. Tomorrow's going to be something where you really got to kind of put your thought into that one. So we'll save that for tomorrow, because tomorrow is self-love lesson number 3. So let's get into self-care. Baby sibling missed me saying happy hump day. Hump day, hump day, hump day. So had to do a repeat just for her. All right. So we got the self-care ritual deck today. I'm sticking with the basics. Like I said, for the last couple of weeks, we've had topics on Self-Care Wednesday, so I thought I would just go back to the basics and give us a little hint and reminder about stress reduction essentials. Those are very, very important. So I always love how excited she gets when I do that. By the way, welcome back. It's good to have you back. Let's see. And guys, I'm really excited about the whole self-love thing that's been happening. I'm laying the foundations last week, starting the lessons that we started. I feel like there have been some pretty good conversations just in the last 2 days. And I've felt my own growth in them. Last night I journaled for about 3 pages. Now remember, when I told you to buy a notebook, or heavily suggested that you buy a notebook and a pen, to journal in, that doesn't mean you're going to write 3 pages. All right. You might just get rolling and keep going. But what I'm hoping for is that when you're in that notebook, you're going to stop and really kind of think about the question that's being asked. And like I said yesterday, when I first did the 30 days of self-love, the question that came up, what is a limiting belief you have about yourself? It was narrowed down to one. But the very first time I did it, it's like I mentioned yesterday, I had a laundry list of things, just a laundry list of, things that I thought was wrong with me. So healing and peeling away those layers and feeling it to heal it, it really works. It really works. Okay, so, all right, we got some cards there. We'll start with these and see where we go from there. Number 1, connect with your womb. Okay, so if you're a man, you obviously cannot connect with your womb. But I think what it's saying is, connect with your birth center. You maybe just your center. All right, if you're a gentleman without a uterus, connect with your womb. If you are anybody, however you identify, and you do not have a womb, do a figurative one. Okay, because that's where life starts. Life starts in the womb, right? I mean, you have the mother, the maiden, or the maiden, the mother, and the crone, right? Represented right in those, right there. And it really is like the starting point of life, right? I mean, I've never had children of my own, but I've known people who have. And it can be painful, right? I mean, we can go in that direction. It can be painful, but when we connect with our womb, we are connecting with who we are at the very beginning of our lives. All right, this is what I'm tapping into, guys. So whatever's coming out of my mouth, just go with it. It's having a sort of rebirth. This may be even validation for some people who are going through that. Like, my brain is recalibrating it, and I swear to you, I'm going to be like a butterfly pretty soon. With hopefully a much longer lifespan. But so, you know what, it's been the giggles the last couple of days, but that's just it. It's about connecting with that feminine part of you as well, feeling the compassion, the empathy. We can tie this into self-love. You have to feel the compassion, the empathy, the nurturing, because if you are a woman who has been pregnant, or how the cycles go, or maybe you're a man watching your partner go through these things, or a woman watching your partner go through these things. It's about watching them create life. And this is something that everybody's helped and joined in on, right? It's about seeing the process. It's about the growth. It's about, it's really about the nurturing. I mean, you're not just going to, walk around. I mean, if you're a mom, right, you're not just going to walk around and ignore your kids. Well, a good mom wouldn't. But you're not just going to walk around and ignore your kids, right? No, you're going to nurture them. You're going to do what you need to do. But you're also going to nurture yourself. You're going to give yourself that self-care time. You're going to reconnect and reconnect with really your birth center. And get back to the basics of who you are, and remind yourself of who you are, because you're a fucking amazing human being, whoever you are, all of you, whoever's watching this. And I truly believe that. You're not here and you're not still listening because you don't want to. You're listening because something is resonating in your soul that says, I'm ready. I'm ready. And whether you're at the beginning of the journey, or you're ready to take that leap off into the abyss and just go with the flow and ride that rainbow and ride that tide, wherever you are in that journey, you're sitting here and you're going, okay, I'm ready. I can do this. It might take a while. It may not take that long. It depends. It depends on you. Okay. It's taken me a while because I'm a class A resistor, but really, and even the lotus is about rebirth. The lotus flower literally begins its life in muck and mud. Okay, in the darkest and direst of what we would consider direst of circumstances. And yet it blooms up through all of this and becomes this beautiful flower. It's a symbol, you could almost compare it to the metaphor of the caterpillar and the butterfly. You got to push through, right? And that's what the lotus does. And that's what this is talking about right here. All right, so number 2, create art. All right, this is very similar to the kind of art I create, although I suspect she's going to go in a better direction because I'm not sure I could draw that face. But this is more my jam, just throwing color onto throwing color onto paper and just going with it and making squiggles and all that stuff. But you know what? It helps free my mind. It helps open up my mind. And like a lotus, let your mind open. Your mind may be in a dark place. Your mind may be hurting. It may be screaming to get out. But when you start to nurture it and you start to care for it and you give it the self-care it needs, it'll be like that lotus and it'll bloom. Or it'll be like that caterpillar and get out of the cocoon. It'll poof. Right? Now that doesn't mean that you're not beautiful before you do this. When you're still in the mud and when you're still in that cocoon, it means that you're willing to come out and see yourself and let the world see you. Okay? From the moment you were created, you have been a beautiful human being. Okay? From the moment. You know, take all that other muck out, take all that other crap out, take all the other stuff out where you're pushing through the cocoon to get out, to become that butterfly, and see how far you come. That's what's important. And when you're ready, you will let the world see you. You will be the lotus flower that blooms. You will be the butterfly that comes out of the cocoon when you're ready. And that doesn't mean the whole world. I mean, maybe that scares some people, right? That's like, oh my God, I don't, no one's saying you have to come on here and do something like this. What it's saying is that you love yourself. You have this self-care for yourself. You have this glow about you. So even if you're not trying to be noticed, people are going to notice you. They're going to see you because you're going to be emitting this beautiful vibe, this beautiful energy. Because you finally see you. You are the one who needs to see you the most. All right. So I don't know why I always do that. All right. Got it. Make a vision board. We've gotten this one before. Make a vision board. If you were struggling and you were at the very beginning of your journey and you're like, oh my God, I got like 5,000 stupid little things running around in my head and I wish I could write them all down. Make a vision board. All right. My cousin bought me these little whiteboards, which I absolutely love. I use them for one of my practices. I use them with my Reiki. I use it with my Ho'oponopono practice that I have. And it helps. It helps a lot. And I have the other one sitting behind me because what I use the other one for is a sort of vision board. It's the things that I need to focus on immediately. And on that is trust yourself. So I see that every morning because it's literally sitting right behind my camera. I see that every morning. And just the freedom to be who I want to be, who I'm meant to be. Getting back to that basics, getting back to that womb part of me. And it started with vision boards, and my vision boards have since turned into like little books, I mean, I have like a wish list of things, a desire list or a gratitude list. And I have to say, I've been able to scratch 2 of them off already. I would have never thought about that. And then one day I was going through my list and I'm like, oh my God, these things have happened. It's like, whoa, okay. So, let's keep doing this. All right. Clean your space. Clean your space. That's probably a good one for me. I got a lot of clutter. Not proud of it, but that's what depression does to you. It causes a lot of buildup, not just on the inside of your mind, but on the outside of your mind. So, and it sucks. It does. So, yeah, I'm working on that now, but let's pick one more card. How about that? Connect. Okay, no, I'm not going with that one. The world is too dry for that one. And I don't mean dry as in humorless. I mean dry as in we need rain. Ain't nobody needing to do that. Watch a movie. I like this. Sometimes we get a little too overcomplicated in our self-care. We think, oh, well, I want to get a massage, but I don't have time for that. Or they're closed when I get off of work. Or this, that, and the other. Okay, that's all right. I want to take a bath, but my bathtub's too small and it only covers my knees. Okay. Take a shower. Get a bath bench. Sit in the shower. Just let the water hit you for a while. Okay, unless you're in a drought, so, time it. But, like we are. What else? I need to eat healthy. I can only eat healthy. I can't have anything I enjoy ever. That's actually punishment. So, just indulge with limits. I mean, if you feel like you're on a slippery slope and you're a little nervous about that, don't go get something that you love. Don't supersize it. Just, and if you have to, when you bring it home, just put it on a plate. And who knows, you might be full. And then guess what? You have lunch and dinner, or however much you bought. You might have dinner or lunch for tomorrow. You know, whatever it is. No one's saying you have to eat the whole thing in one sitting, right? But sometimes, like I said, we overthink it. Self-care is really about watching a movie. You know, if you're a horror fan, watch your favorite horror movie. If you're a rom-com fan, watch your favorite rom-com. Even if it makes you cry, even if you're sitting there going, oh my God. If you're a person who loves drama or independent movies, watch your favorite one. Okay? Watch your favorite one. That is self-care. It's taking time out to just zone out. You know, if you've seen the movie before and you notice your mind just kind of wandering or just kind of going blank, that could be like meditation too. Like literally, if you're just calm and all you're focusing on is this movie and there's no thoughts pounding on your head, that could be, to me, in my perspective, a form of meditation. There's nothing wrong with that either. I love a good movie. I love all different kinds of things. Lately I've been catching up on all my shows. I love What We Do in the Shadows. That is one of my favorite shows, but I admit I watch it the next day so I don't have to watch commercials. Because, you know, I mean, when you think about it, it's like 21 minutes, so you're watching 9 minutes of commercials. But it is one of my favorite shows. It's funny. I don't want to say it's simple, because it's not simple, like, you know, it's simple, it's easy, you know, but no, what I mean is it's funny, and it doesn't hold back. It's just straight up fucking funny humor, and I don't know why the F word just flew out of my mouth, but I think it did, because they don't care on that show either. I often forget when shows go to cable, because when shows go to cable, you know, you can say or do anything, but I do love that show. It is one of my favorites, and so I catch the replay on Hulu the next day. But let's see. Let's go to the stress. Whoops. Oh, that must be our first card. The Stress Reduction Essentials deck for Self-Care Wednesday. All right, we're gonna shuffle, and you know what? I'm just gonna go to the next card that's face down. So let's start here. That one looks like a fun one. 2 people playing in the water. Oh, that's funny. Massage. Okay, I wore the wrong glasses for this. Massage promotes connection to our body in the moment. When we panic and have anxiety, it is common to report sensations of being outside of one's body. Often panic or anxiety occurs when something is overwhelming or triggers us and we don't feel comfortable or safe in some way. Self-massage is is an easy way to come back into our bodies. This can be applied to all types of unease. I'm really trying not to giggle because my mind went somewhere it probably shouldn't have gone. But maybe it didn't. Maybe that's what it's talking about. Yeah. So anyways, self-care practice. When you feel out of balance, take a moment and massage your temples. The flesh between your pointer finger and thumb. Well, let's see your pointer. Okay, so like this. All right. Just like that. Let's see what else. The space above and below the middle of your lips and your neck. This will help you to come back into your body as well as be aware of your senses in the moment. This is discreet and can be done in many situations. Go for a barefoot walk to ground yourself through your feet. I love walking through the grass. Not glass, guys, grass. Okay, my mind, I know, Diane's. Oh, hi, Diane. She said her mind went there too. So I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it out loud when it says self-massage is an easy way to come back into our bodies. If your mind went there, then it's probably not a bad idea. All right. And if you're not sure where we went to, I was talking about masturbating. So, yep, that's right. I said it right out loud. And you know why? Because I think we stigmatize it. And I think I help do that. I think I help stigmatize it every time I pull one of these cards and I just giggle. But I'm being honest. It's not always a bad thing. It can actually release a lot of tension. So, I know Diane's going to give me the giggles. These damn Capricorns. But I'm being honest. I mean, straight up, no giggles, no nothing. It can be a very good way to come back to yourself. Okay, I did not mean the pun that landed in there, but it landed in there. And, yeah, that was a pun not intended. But you know what? It's not a bad thing. Especially if you're single. You know what? I mean, like me, right? When you're single, you get wound up sometimes and you're just like, oh my God, oh my God. But we stigmatize this. We make it dirty. And it shouldn't be dirty. I mean, who cares what other people think? I mean, you're not putting yourself on display, right? Right? You're not an exhibitionist. I mean, if you are, then you're not stigmatized by this. But you're not an exhibitionist, so don't worry what other people think. Just do what you gotta do to make you happy and make your smile come back, all right? So remove the stigma, all right? Recognizing emotions as they arise. This is a big part of self-love and self-care, believe it or not. Being aware of our emotional triggers and being able to notice when emotions arise will help you to soothe and stop unwanted emotions in their path, all right? Become aware of the situations in which your unwanted emotions may become triggers. Write down a list of what triggers them. When you start to notice one of these trigger situations occurring, or you feel unwanted emotions rising, take a step back and observe. Notice the emotion and notice where you are and what you are doing. Allow yourself to not get attached to the unwanted emotion. Becoming aware of your emotions as they arise will train you to notice them as a possibility, but not something that is out of your control. Choose how you want to feel. I'm going to share on that one. So, I used to get triggered a lot. There were a lot of different triggers, a lot of different things people would say, there just a lot of triggers that would always happen. And they literally would like ninja me. All right. My triggers were like ninjas. They were stealthy. And then before you realized you were being triggered, or before I realized I was being triggered, it was too late. It was too late. I was already just spiraling and going in 20 different directions with my emotions and my moods. And then I realized, as I started this personal growth process, and with every brain recalibration I've had with, doing this whole spiritual awakening thing, I've noticed that I can feel them now. Okay. So I'm kind of like the Batman to these ninjas, right? If you ever saw Batman Begins by Christopher Nolan with Christian Bale, you'll know that at the beginning he's kind of trained, right, in the League of Shadows. And basically they're ninjas. Ideological ninjas. And it kind of is supposed to explain in his arc of the story, his arc of the Dark Knight story, those 3 stories, how he got so stealthy. And I kind of Batmaned my own ninjas because I figured it out. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to get whopped upside the head by a trigger. But what it means is that 9 times out of 10, I'm going to see it coming. And if I don't see it coming, it's because it's a new trigger and I have to figure it out. But when we give ourselves the space, the grace, and the empathy to do this, and we stop berating ourselves and belittling ourselves for, not being able to handle it, we give ourselves that opportunity to fix it, right? We give ourselves this chance to say, okay, I saw you coming this time, stop. What do I need to do to figure this out? What do I need to do to make this better? So, and I think that's a very, for me, it was the best way for me to handle it. Okay. Because I'll be honest with you, even after I was out of therapy, I didn't recognize my triggers. I didn't really know about them. I mean, we talked about it briefly, but I figured, oh, I'm healed, so I'm not going to have triggers. That was wrong. Okay, that was so wrong. So, good morning, older sibling. And so what the triggers do is that, like I said, I've learned to Batman the ninjas. All right. So I've learned to Batman my own triggers. And I think that's helpful. And I think that's helpful for a lot of people. Okay. So let's do 1 or 2 more cards. Essential oils are good for those of you that are into it. Another card that came up was yoga. Another card that came up was dancing. I love dancing. I tore my knee dancing. I almost severed 1 ligament completely. But yeah, most people tear 1 ligament at a time. I went full Shelly. I went full Shelley Murray and tore two of them at the science, the ACL and the MCL. And my MCL, I believe, is the one I almost tore all the way. The other one was torn halfway. So, you know, go big or go home. But I did it dancing. And I told people a long time ago that I was choreographing. Now, so you don't get the wrong impression, I don't dance publicly. But in private, I'm amazing. I'm amazing, right? Aren't we all, when we dance by ourselves? Aren't we all amazing? I just love to move my body. I do. And I've gotten away from that. But I found it's my favorite form of exercise. So at night, I put in some good music, and that's my exercise for about 10 or 15 minutes. I just dance. I just do whatever. And it's working. And it's helping. And it's making me feel good inside. And, you know, I don't like to dance in public because, you know, I'm a little gun shy about being judged. I know. But I don't really think my moves are that great. But when I tore my knee, oh man, I was just... There are some Madonna videos that you just had to... That's how long ago I tore my knee. You just have to mimic. So, you know, feel free to dance. Community of friends. All right. And I love this. I love the what looks to be a little heart, right? Community of friends. Social support is crucial in maintaining good mental health, positive social networks, and to enhance resilience. Your community helps you to prevent sensations of loneliness, increase happiness, improve self-confidence, and encourages you to be your best self. Whom you choose to surround yourself with has a large impact on the way you view yourself and your future. All right, so make a list of friends who make you smile. I have a lot of friends, but lately they mostly feel like acquaintances. I feel like a loser. Sorry, it's a terrible thing to say. I do. I feel like I'm adrift in a sea where my friends are just off doing all kinds of things, and then there's me sitting on this boat with no paddles or no oars, right? And sometimes we cause that for ourselves, and other times we pull away. But you know, sometimes life starts to lead you in different directions. And so the people who you would normally hang out with and see all the time, they're still your friends. But you just may be living different lives right now. I have to say the majority of my friends are actually not in this state. But the people I talk to the most, and one of them's about to move out of state next year. So thank God for older sibling. I have someone to hang out with. Now I do have family, but they live south of me. But anyways, if you feel stressed or uneasy, visit one of your friends for a drink, a walk, or a chat. Go to a social event or start a new hobby with a friend, such as a dance or yoga. Dance or yoga. Your community is one of your greatest resources. So here's some of the questions. Who was in my social group? Did I choose them with intention? Did they make me feel loved, cared for, and supported? Do I do the same for them? I admit I've probably not been the best person to be friends with in the last couple of years because I've been going through all this craziness in my head. But, and I don't mean that as a trigger, and I don't mean that as a ableist comment. It has literally been the crazy in my head. My dinged up mental health has really kind of done a number on me the last couple of years, and I feel like that's why this recalibration is taking forever, because I'm finally breaking away from that. It doesn't mean my dinged up mental health is going to go away. What it means is that I'm figuring it out. And like I said, I'm Batmaning. I'm Batman to these ninjas now. All right, so there. But here's the next card. Music lover. Oh, I love music. I love music. In fact, I don't have a specific genre I like. I like songs from all over. I mean, literally all over. I was listening to some kind of Viking music last week. Some band from Norway. No idea what they're saying, but I was in kind of a squirrely mood. Not a good squirrely, like a rabid squirrel kind of mood. And I was just sitting in my room, and I think it was just all this stuff that's trying to come up and out, right? So I start journaling, and I start listening to this one band. I was just like trying to find something really hard and deep to listen to. And boom. I listened to that thing all night. It was amazing. It was amazing. But it's just, music is amazing. Music is soothing. It's healing. You know, when I was younger, and I was kind of, I used to think I was an angsty teen. Turns out I was a teen with depression, but when I was growing up, depression was not talked about because I grew up raised by people from a generation where you did not talk about it. If somebody had a mental problem, they got thrown into an institution and had wires connected to their head. And were probably electrocuted until they became Frankenstein. So I'm probably giving a very, very wrong impression of that, but maybe not. I don't know. We've seen the Geraldo Rivera interviews and stuff from. I was just a kid back in the 80s, but wow, mental health was not something you talked about, which is why I talk so openly about it now, because I don't give a shit what other people think anymore. I'm here to end stigmas all around, okay? End the stigma of everything, including self-massaging. I know, I'm sorry, I don't mean to giggle, it just kind of happens. I think it's that little inner child in me that says, oh my god, I can't believe you're talking about that, but we don't care. We're just going to talk about it. But music lover. So, like I wore the wrong glasses for these little tiny cards. Music has been used since ancient times in all cultures around the world to cultivate connection and joy. In the times of the Egyptians, music was used to commune with the cosmos. Ooh. It was thought to intertwine people's lives with the world around them and was used by doctors in healing practices. Modern research indicates that music may have the power to heal. The sound vibrations and emitted resonate through one's being. If you go, oh, I never finished my story. Yeah, when I was the angsty, depressed teen, oh god, I used to like throw on like the Metallica, the Guns N' Roses. Everybody remember Living Colour, Cult of Personality? Great song. I used to throw all that shit on, and it would drive my mother nuts. It would drive her nuts. And one time I was like half asleep, and I was just waking up, and I had the music so loud, and she's all like, how, I guess her and my dad came into my room. They're, how does she sleep to this music? And it's just like, I just went out. For some reason, it just soothed me. Maybe it soothed that angry side of me that was just feeling all kind of just angry from all the stuff I was hiding and holding inside from the world around me. But case in point, music is amazing. Music is amazing. When you are having a bad day, how often do you find yourself, even if you're driving home, you just click on the music, right? Maybe start singing, maybe start dancing in your chair while you're sitting in traffic, whatever it is. Or maybe you see people in other cars just dancing away like nobody's watching. It's because they're having a good time. They're having fun. They're happy. They're joyous. They're listening to music. Listen to upbeat music if you're feeling low. If you need to cry, listen to the sad music. Or listen to whatever makes you happy. Okay, I'm not here to tell you. I should not be here. I should not have said that. I can't tell you what to listen to. You will figure it out. Your body and your brain and your soul are going to know what you need in that moment. But I do suggest not listening to stuff that's going to make you more angry. Unless you absolutely really, really need to get something out so bad. But sometimes that can lead to bad decisions. So if you feel like you're having bad decisions, write it down, journal it out. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So anyways, those are all the things. Music is beautiful. It's wonderful. It changes things. Put on some headphones. Just jam out to something. Or sing your heart out. Sing your little heart out. I have concerts in my room with my headphones on, so I have no idea what it sounds like, what my warbling sounds like outside of this headphone. But I'm going to end on this card because I 100% love the idea of music and music being there for people and helping people and showing them that there is such beauty and joy and love in everything that we do and everything that, we can be. Also, as a last suggestion, if you do struggle, it has been tested and it has been proven, okay, that the brain does react to frequencies, because your brain does run on a frequency, but the brains it's like Doctor Who. Doctor Who has two hearts. Apparently I have two brains. But anyways, not brains plural, just a brain. that it really does kind of connect with frequencies. So if you are struggling and your regular music isn't helping you, go to YouTube, type in binaural beats, Binaural. A ton will appear, and the one that resonates with you, there's self-love, trust, anxiety, depression, getting rid of this, getting rid of that, reconnecting with yourself, aligning your chakras. I mean, there is a binaural beat for everything. Click on it and just listen for a while. Just relax, soothe, self-soothe. Okay, self-soothe. And we're taught to do that as children when we're left to cry, because we're learning to self-soothe. We're learning to take care of ourselves. We're learning that, it will be okay, and we will be okay. I've been listening to the trust ones lately when I go to sleep, but yeah, they really can help. And if you actually listen very closely inside of the music, you're as you're falling asleep, you can hear your brain connecting to the frequencies. And what it's doing is it's recalibrating your brain. It's reminding your brain that it's kind of soothing it. It's letting it know in its own language that everything is going to be okay. All right. So it may take a couple of times. It doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight, but I know for a fact that it can help quite a bit. All right. So that's just one suggestion. What works for me may not work for everybody, but I still say give it a shot. All right. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Please take care of yourselves. Like I said, it is Self-Care Wednesday. This is why I've not changed the format. And I'm only doing self-love lessons on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, because I still think self-care is very, very important. And it's really a sibling to self-love. So when we start to take care of ourselves, we start to show ourselves how much we love ourselves. And when we were talking earlier about the self-care rituals deck and watching a movie, like I said, if you're going to complain about sitting in the bathtub because, maybe your tub isn't deep enough, just stand in the shower, get a bath bench. There's nothing wrong with getting a bath bench. All right. Get a bath bench, sit on it, and let the water just cascade over you like a waterfall. All right. And just feel the day cleanse away from you, or feel all the worries and all that crap just wash off of you. I'm a night shower, so I wash the day off of me. Other people might be morning showers. So, just washing all the ick off from the day before, and then poof, going right into your day. Okay. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day today. Please, please take care of yourselves. I'll see you back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Facebook Live under Shelly Marie Lucas for lesson number 3 of self-love. All right. Or you can catch the replay on YouTube under the Aloha Perspective with Shelly Marie. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Again, please take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day.